Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name is Ginger Pierce, and I am one of the travel agents with Marvelous Mouse Travels. We are the agency that runs this Facebook group, along with several others that are focused on different destinations. We are also a diamond travel agency with Universal Parks and Resorts, and we were actually chosen by them as the top travel agency in the country for 2019. So that speaks to the great relationship that we have with Universal, the volume of vacations that we plan to this destination, and the level of expertise that comes along with that. Welcome to Sundays with MMT. This is a weekly live agent panel video series that we do in one of our Facebook groups every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we're really excited to be here in our Universal group tonight, which is actually our largest group, to talk to you a little bit about what is in our park bag. This is a question that we see in this group pretty regularly. Everybody wants to know, like, hey, what do you guys bring into the park? What are the things that I need that maybe I'm not thinking about? So we're going to be sharing with you the things that we as agents always have in our travel bags, but we would love to hear from you too. So if you have an item or something that is just always with you, that you always bring into the parks that you love, feel free to share that in the comments. And we would love to not only hear from you, but we would also love to take questions from you if you have questions about the Universal Parks or any of the items that we're going to be talking about tonight. We are going to have Amazon links for a lot of the products that we're going to be sharing with you tonight. So if you want to shop for these items later, you are going to have the opportunity to do that. This might be a great night to work off of a 2-screen system. So maybe you want to be watching this on a tablet and shopping Amazon on your phone. That would be a great way to do that so that you're not having to miss out on the things we're sharing with you if you click on a link to go shop. We are using a platform called StreamYard tonight, and StreamYard might ask you if you want to give a comment or ask a question to allow it to display your username and profile picture. Just know that you can decline that permission and you can still post with us anonymously and we'll be able to interact with you. So I'm joined tonight by 3 of our marvelous agents. Ladies, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. And if you would take just a moment to tell everybody your name, how long you've been with the agency, and the best way for people to reach out to you if they're interested in planning a trip to Universal.
Hi, I'm Sarah Hamer. I've been with the agency just over 3 years, and the best way to reach me is Sarah at marvelousmousetravels.com.
Hi, I'm Charlene Resio. I've been with the agency since June of last year. I am a Universal Studios Orlando Resort annual pass holder. And the best way to reach me is at email Charlene at marvelousmousetravels.com.
Hi, and I'm Jen Travis. I have been with Marvelous Mouse Travels since April of last year. And the best way to reach me is jennifer.travis at marvelousmousetravels.com.
And again, my name is Ginger, and I've been with the agency almost 4 years. I'm a master planner, and the easiest way to reach out to me is to visit my blog, which you can find at gingermmt.com. I have a lot of posts over there about different Universal resorts and fun things like that. So, this, like I mentioned when we were introducing tonight, this is one of those topics, these questions that we see kind of all the time in the Universal parks as to, like, what should I bring into the park? What's allowed in the parks? So obviously tonight, we're not going to be going over an exhaustive list of all of the things that you can and can't bring into the Universal parks. If you're working with one of our agents, that is something that we can advise you on, as part of the planning process to let you know, like, hey, this is a yes, this is a no for things that you can bring into the park. Universal also has posted a lot of that information on their website, but we're just going to kind of be sharing with you tonight some of the things that are our favorite things to take with us into the parks. And so I'll get started. I'll go first and share some of my favorite things that I always have with me. Where this whole topic is what is in your park bag. So in my opinion, you got to have a great park bag. And so that's the first item that I want to talk about. This is my personal favorite park bag of any that I've ever tried. And this is my Cavu Rope Bag. This is a sling kind of backpack style, but it's just one strap and it actually clicks in place around you. So, this is really easy for taking on and off. A lot of the Universal rides, you do have to take your bag off and put it in a locker. And it's really, really easy with this style of bag to be able to do that. But this bag is deceptively roomy in terms of what it can hold. Like, it really does hold anything that I have ever needed while I've been in the parks. Like, there's never been anything I've needed with me that I couldn't fit into that Cavu Rope Bag. And they have them in all different types of styles. So they have them even in solid colors. And so I have a solid color one, and even my husband doesn't, mind taking a turn with the Cavu Rope Bag, so they definitely have designs that are maybe a man might be a little less comfortable wearing than the solid colors, but they're great. In fact, I've seen people use these as diaper bags. Like, they're just great all around bags. And so that is my first item and the thing that I love to take with me into the parks. My
Hey,
second,
Ginger, can I answer real quick?
No,
one of
please
the
do.
things about Universal, I'm a big fanny pack person. Love my fanny pack, have it all the time. Universal doesn't make you take it off. So if you have a situation like, with us being travel agents, we always have our cell phones on us.
Yeah.
So that's one thing too. But say you have a child that needs medication or anything like that, you won't feel like you had to leave something in the locker and walk away from it. So you can have a fanny pack. That is one thing they allow you to take on the rides with you.
Yes. And that's a great point. I'm glad you brought that up. And also too, there's a lot of different great bag types. Like Universal does, or there are some Harry Potter lounge fly bags that are super cute. You can find, we don't have a picture of one of those, but you can go on Amazon and just search those and find a ton of them. They also have really cute lounge fly bags in the parks that are themed after Marvel or Harry Potter, like so many different choices. And those are really, really cute too. So my second item that I want to share is the first aid kits. I always have, I have two little kids, and so it's not unusual that somebody scrapes their knee, or, has a hangnail or something like that. And so if you're not prepared for situations like that, that is a quick way for the park day to go south. And so I like to have things that have little travel medications. So whether it is Tylenol or Advil or something like that, just something easy and compact to be able to take into the parks for those unforeseen moments when somebody hurts themselves unexpectedly. I also, and this item is very divisive. People either love these things or they hate these things, but these battery operated neck fans were something that we started seeing in the parks a couple of years ago. I like this particular style the best because this is a bladeless battery operated fan. And so I don't have to worry about my 6-year-old daughter's hair getting caught in the blades of this fan because she has really long hair. But these things are great. They're rechargeable. You can wear them around your neck, and they just help keep you a little bit cooler in the parks. And so, it's not necessarily something you're going to want to wear around all day, but if you're out in the hottest part of the day, maybe there's not a lot of shade where you are, you can pop this thing on or give it to your kids, and it just gives you a couple minutes reprieve of the heat. And so that's something that I really like and enjoy. And then the last thing that I'm going to talk about is a really good camera. Now, we have so many great options with our phones. My phone has a really great camera, but if you're really wanting to get some of those professional level shots in the park, investing in a good camera can be really worth it. My husband is a big photographer, and he, is always trying to find cool ways to get great shots in the parks. In fact, he is backstage right now. And Evan, if you're willing to hop on real quickly and talk about why you love this camera so much, we would love to hear from you. I'm putting him on the spot now. I don't know if he's prepared for this, but here he comes.
I had
You
to
are
unmute
muted.
myself
There you
there.
go. Yeah.
So the Canon M50 is the camera that you saw on the screen there, and you will notice it is an interchangeable lens camera. It's an EFM mount, so it's one of Canon's mirrorless cameras, so it's very light, very compact. Any lens that is a EFM lens, as you see in the title there, will fit on this camera. So you could have a lot of variation in the lens, and that makes it, you can have artistic shots, that kind of stuff. If you wanted to go, if you're a vlogger, and if you've ever seen a vlog that there's like a really beautiful like bokeh effect behind them, where it's blurry background, a real sharp image, chances are they're probably using a Sony Alpha camera. We actually just got a Sony Alpha A7 IV today, and we are super pumped about that. We have another child.
I have zero clue what any of this means, but he's really excited about it.
I feel like we have another child now. I'm very excited. And so that's a full frame camera, and so that's I mean, it's a very, very nice camera. So if you have a YouTube channel and you're wanting to like blow it out of the park with vlogging, a Canon M50 would be awesome, and then the Sony Alpha A7 IV or Sony A7 IV would be top notch. Thank you for letting me join. I appreciate that.
Thank you for hopping on when you were not prepared for that. So that's all the products I wanted to talk about. Let's turn it over to Jennifer now. Jennifer, what are some of your favorite things to bring into the park with you?
So some of my favorite things to bring, and especially I have a 12-year-old daughter who has been a Harry Potter fan for as long as I can remember, even now, her wand. So the parks have a wide variety. They even started integrating the Fantastic Beast wands. They are interactive. There's so many different places in the Harry Potter world, both Islands of Adventure and studio side, where you can go and cast spells throughout the park. There's even some secret spots in Diagon Alley that you can cast some spells. You want to make sure you get the interactive map. There are some maps that are some interactive wand, There are some that are just for show, for novelty, and they don't really, they're just for show. They don't do anything. And it also comes with this really cool map of both parks, and it shows you the different spells and the hand motions that you would need to do in order to cast the spells. So I think that's really cool, and it's so much fun. And I love even just watching the little kids, even not my own kids, casting spells throughout the park. The other thing, and I don't know, once I hit 40, it was all downhill with going on rides. Motion sickness. I was great before 40. Something happened, and I started going on rides, and there are some rides that do make me sick. And I'll tell you, the Bonine Nausea Medication, you can get these anywhere. These are honestly the best that I have found. They don't make you sleepy. You can enjoy the rest of your day at your park if you start to feel nauseous. The only thing, if you are staying on property at one of the park hotels, they only sell Dramamine, which will make you sleepy if you're prone to that. So these are better because it won't knock you out for the entire day.
Yeah.
It won't knock you out at all.
It's something about those 3D rides. Like, I'm typically not prone to motion sickness, but some of those get me. I mean, they really do.
Yes.
Simpsons for sure is my struggle bus. So I make sure, like, and if we're planning Simpsons, if we're even getting close to that side of the park, let me just get my game face on.
I'm Forbidden Journey. When we went that one VIP tour, I was with Ginger, and I sat out because I was like, well, I want to enjoy the rest of the tour with all my friends.
Yeah, exactly.
The other thing, and more you will get this when you get to the park, is you want to make sure you always grab your park map. Inside, it will tell you all of the different times, the locations of the shows, different restaurants. Where is my camera? You want to make sure you get this. Refer to it, but also utilize the app because they're always updating things in the Universal app. What shows are going on, any changes will be in the app, but the map is also a good thing to have in your bag.
It's great. I just wanted to jump in again. It's great that they have the map still. My phone actually was not working very well when I was there, and I kept not loading the full map. So being able to have the paper map in my hand because I hadn't been there since they updated the park was really, really good. So that's a plus that everything is not. I mean, the technology is great, but it's also great to have the paper map in case your technology fails, like mine did.
Yeah.
And sometimes Wi-Fi can be interesting in Universal at times too. Sometimes you just can't get in. So if you're looking for a specific character, if you're looking for a specific restaurant, this is the best place to start. Finally, and I can't see anything when the sun is shining brightly, my sunglasses. And what I always do, especially because I have to wear contacts with my sunglasses, is I stick a little thing of eyeglass drops in with my sunglasses, in the case with my glasses. So that way, if my eyes get dry, I can just pop them out. But these will definitely protect your eyes on a beautiful sunny Orlando day at Universal.
That's a great tip with the eye drops. I never thought about that. That's a really good idea. All right, Charlene, what about you? What's always in your park bag?
Well, so I get thirsty a lot. We got to stay hydrated when we're at the parks. So I always bring my refillable cup. I also, I love it because number one, I bring my son with me and he always needs to take a sip of my stuff. So I have to have a big old cup for him. If you don't have one, no worries. They have those refillable cups with the Coca-Cola Freestyle machines, which my son is a big fan of because you can refill every 10 minutes when you're at the parks if you do buy that cup. And it includes ices, which is his favorite too. So, so number one is this refillable cup. Make sure you're hydrated because it's a long park day. If you decide to go from open to close, you could be there for up to 12 hours sometimes. So you want to make sure that you've got the energy and maybe the sugar even. I also bring my lanyard. And they do sell these at the parks, but you're seeing a link right now. And if you're a Harry Potter fan, these are great because you can buy whatever house you're a part of. But don't worry, they have them at the parks as well. They're probably more personalized if you want to buy something that's, more to whatever your universal character of the month is. You can do Beetlejuice, or you can do Minions, or you can do Harry Potter, obviously, and the Marvel characters are a big one. I like to keep this around all the time because even though you do have your park bag, it's nice to have easy access, especially if you have Express Pass or something like that. They also have pouches that you can put your tickets in, or your hotel room key, because whenever you're going through those Express Pass lanes, they're expecting you to take out and scan your Express Pass. So you want to make sure that it's easy access so you're not reaching into your bag every time that you have to go through a line.
Right.
I also always like to bring my robe or sweater. I'm wearing it because I get cold sometimes, especially even when you're at the park and it's really hot outside. There are times that you go eat at the restaurant afterwards and they have their air conditioning blasting. So this is a light, like cotton robe, but for my son, when I say robe, I don't mean bathrobe. Of course, I mean your Harry Potter Hogwarts robe. I will say that whenever we are in the park, they rarely stay in the bag because I've gone there now at least 7 times with my son. He's a huge Harry Potter fan. He's 12 years old. We've been going since we're 9. And I always carry it but without fail, he wants to wear it every day, whether it's 100 degrees outside or whether it's 50 degrees outside. That boy has his robe on because he wants to show everybody what a big Harry Potter fan he is.
That's right.
It is nice, however, especially at the night when it gets cooler, to have something to keep him a little bit warmer.
Absolutely.
And then lastly is my ID. Always have to have that on you, or your ticket, whatever your very important documents, I guess. So whether it's your room key that acts as your Express Pass, or your ticket. If you are if you're an annual pass holder, you want to make sure that you always have that with you. Again, you have to scan your entry ticket, your admission ticket every time. If you have a park-to-park ticket, you even need it to get on the Hogwarts Express so you can go from one park to the other. So that's always comes in handy. You want to make sure that you have all of your important cards/documents with you whenever you go to the park.
Great point. All right, Sarah, last but not least, what are some of your favorite things to have?
So the first thing is I always have snacks. When anybody goes to the park with me, they always see me like munching on something. I say it's for my kids. A lot of times I'm eating them. But even so, with your kids and stuff, if you're in line, sometimes the lines are quite long. It happens. It's inevitable. My son will be like, I'm hungry and I'm not going to make it unless I eat something right now. So I always have the goldfish packets, granola bars, fruit snacks, just something in there because I know that time is going to come. The next thing that's really important, again, I'm from New York, so my skin is not used to much sunlight or like any sunlight after this year, I swear. I always have like a small sunscreen bottle in my bag with me because you gotta reapply, you're sweating, whatnot. And I have a red-haired little boy who's got very pale skin, so we have to reapply quite frequently. But it's, just something to have to, especially if you're not used to the heat or the sun, it really will sneak up on you. One of the most important things, especially whether you're in Universal, Disney, SeaWorld, wherever you are, portable charger. You're in a park where there's a million people on the network. Your phone is going to be searching at times, and it causes you to your battery obviously to die quicker, and you're obviously using it for taking pictures and checking lines and times and all of that, so your phone dies a lot quicker. Having the portable charger is a lifesaver. Now, I happen to forget mine multiple times, and places like Universal and Disney do have where you can purchase a fuel rod. You can purchase it right in the park in case you forgot it. I was going to say Jennifer's got one perfect because mine's in the other room. It actually comes with the attachments for different types of phones when you first purchase it. You can hook it up to your phone, charge it up, and then when that rod dies, you pop it back in the machine and they pop another one back out to you. You keep all the attachments though, so that obviously you have them. But I thought I found this one of the last times I was there and literally thought it was the greatest thing that ever happened. So, that's, if you forget one, you can get in the park. I got mine in Disney. It was $30. And I think to return it at Universal might be $3. But we can double check on that. But having a portable charger is definitely a must. And then lastly, you are going to the state of Florida. It is going to rain. No matter what time of the year it will be. And it could be a 5-minute thing. But people then freak out and run away and go places or go home. Have a poncho. You can get it at the dollar store. Yep, right there up on the screen. Throw them in your bag. Pop it on when it rains. And, maybe bring a little Ziploc baggie with you so that when they are wet, you can kind of put it back in your bag and not have everything all wet. But then your day's not ruined. You don't feel like you have to stop your day because you're stressed out that you're going to be soaked. I mean, and you'll dry anyways fast enough because it's usually pretty warm. Right. But having the portable charger, having the ponchos is such a game changer because then, especially with kids, once they get wet, you would think everything just shut down for them right then and there. So having that is definitely very helpful. So, awesome. And again, you can get them at the dollar store. Yeah. Walmart, super cheap. You don't have to buy the ones in the parks that are $30.
And Sarah, one of the things that I see people walking around with ponchos when it hasn't even been raining at all. And sometimes I'm like, why are they wearing these ponchos? And if you ever go on the Popeyes, the Popeyes water ride, or even Jurassic Park, the water ride there, I figured out why they need it, because sometimes you get super wet. Yep. So it's not even if it's raining outside. Sometimes it's just if you want to go on a water ride and don't want to get completely soaked. So absolutely, for all times of year.
Absolutely. However, if you're going on Popeyes, you're just asking to get soaked. I mean, leave the poncho in the locker.
And also, too, those things, and I speak from personal experience, they're great for covering up a stroller real quickly whenever, if you don't have a stroller cover with you, we walked off and forgot ours one time. Here comes torrential downpour. We just popped open one of those ponchos, put it over our stroller, and it was great. So, yeah. Well, I think we've given, a great sampling of things that, you might want to have as part of your park bag. Definitely, there's so many things that we probably didn't even think about when we were talking about this. So I'm not seeing any comments at the moment other than our own where we've given you guys the links. But just keep in mind, if you are watching us after the fact and you want to share your favorite park bag item, or if you have any questions about Universal or the items that we've talked about, we do monitor these videos both on YouTube and in our Facebook group. After they're no longer live, we still, keep track of the comments. So we can come back and we can answer those questions for you at a later time. But thank you so much for joining us tonight for Sundays with MMT. If you would like to get information about planning a trip from any of the agents that you heard from this evening, if you joined us a little bit late, all of our contact information is back at the beginning of the video. So feel free to reach out. It is complimentary to work with one of our agents. You are not going to pay any extra to book through us than you would to book directly on Universal's website. And yet you are benefiting from concierge level vacation planning services when you book through us. And we book everything from theme park vacations to cruises to all-inclusives and beyond. So anywhere you want to go, there is a Marvelous Mouse Travels agent who can help you get there. But we hope you enjoyed watching with us tonight, and we hope to see you again really soon, Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern for another episode of Sundays with MMT. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.